independent. Better recognize I'm a king's descendant. If they wish to end us, then I bring the vengeance. You can't buy me with your rings of pendants, cause I'm independent. Better recognize I'm a king's descendant. If they wish to end us, then I bring the vengeance. You can't buy me with your rings of pendants. DIY gang, 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 DIY gang.
Hello and welcome to the DIY Gang Guide. I'm Shao, but you should know that already. Today we're answering a question. Today's question comes from Teresa, who asks, how do I get my music onto iTunes, Spotify? If I have a song that I want to sell, that I want to get streaming, how do I do that? So we're going to answer that. And as always, I encourage any of you with questions to please go ahead and ask, because I'm happy to answer them wherever I can. So in order to get your music on the likes of Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, all of that, it's simple, but it's also a little complicated. So we're going to explain. You need a digital distributor, or also called an aggregator. Now, their job is to take your music and service it to these platforms on your behalf. You can't directly go to Apple or to Spotify and get your music uploaded in that way. You have to go through a digital distributor. Now, picking your digital distributor is a very important decision, because it's a relationship you're going to have for potentially a very long time, depending on how much music you're planning on putting out. You know, if you put out loads of songs in a year, say 30, 40 songs in a year, and you're planning to upload all of them to Spotify, to iTunes, etc., then you're going to want to make sure that you've picked the right distributor who also has the right deal for you and has the communication methods that you need. And I think that's really important. You know, anytime I work with a company, I always go for the ones whom I can speak to the easiest. So I'm going to get into it. There are quite a few different distributors out there. You have Ditto Music, who I've been with for a very long time, and I personally would recommend because I know them the best, but there are others. There's TuneCore, also very good. There is Believe Digital. There is also AWAL. There's CD Baby. I've never used them personally, but I know a lot of people do use them. There's quite a few. All I would say is do a Google search, have a look around, ask some questions, you know, ask people who might have used the service before for their opinions. Like I said, I use Ditto, so my opinion is obviously going to be very biased in that way. So I'm not going to tell you directly to use Ditto. I can only tell you based on my own experience. But what I liked about Ditto is that they are a UK-based company, so if I need an answer, I can get them on the phone. I've worked with companies in the past, digital distributors in the past, who were based in Europe, who were based in America, and I needed something done immediately, very, very quickly. Immediately, no, let's be real, I need it done now. You know, there's something wrong with my track. I need it sorted out now. I'm sending an email and people are in bed. That's not good enough for me, you know? So I wanted a company who I could speak to and who are going to respond to me in real time, or as real time as you can get. So Ditto were the ones I went with. But make your own choice, like I said. Now, you take your music with a company such as Ditto, and with some of the others, you pay either every time you upload a track, or you can pay a yearly fee, which will allow you to upload as many tracks as you want. Now, this is completely dependent on how much music you think you're going to upload. There is the alternative. Some companies take a percentage of the sales of the track, or the streams of the track, the money that you make from the streams. There are two schools of thought with this. If you are paying a set fee and you get millions of streams, then obviously you get all of that money, and that's cool. But you're going to need to get millions of streams for that. If, however, you're paying a percentage, I personally believe that the company is a little bit more invested in trying to push your tracks forward in order to make sure that they get their money back, because let's face it, 10-20% of zero is still zero. So there are benefits to going with companies who take a percentage of your streams and of your sales, because they're more likely to try and make money off that, which in turn makes you more money. But there are also benefits to going with companies where you pay just a set fee. So make your decision. I would say starting off, probably better to go with a set fee companies, just see how you go with that, because you never know how many sales or how many streams you're going to make. A lot of people have quite high expectations and don't realize that these things take time. You can put your track out and maybe 2 or 3 people might buy it, and those people will be your friends or family, etc., etc. So just be realistic about these things. Don't expect you're going to get millions of streams or downloads just because you've suddenly put your track on iTunes. It doesn't always happen like that. So manage your expectations. So once you've uploaded your track via the digital distributor, you can set which stores it goes to. You need to also set your ISRC code. We'll go into that later. That's something you need to sort out with PRS and PPL. I'll talk a bit about them later, but you need to set up your ISRC code. That's your identifying number which goes along with your track. So if you get some radio play or anything like that, it makes it easier for you to get your royalties from that. You need to also make sure you have your artwork sorted out. Have some appealing artwork, something visually appealing, because let's face it, we do live in a very fast-paced society where people don't have a massive attention span. So you want something that looks professional and is representative of your music, so that even before somebody's listened to the music, they get a feel for what you're about, and hopefully the artwork will encourage somebody to play your track, especially if they've never heard of you, because the idea is not only to service your existing fans, but to also expand your fan base and find new people, and services such as Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all of those are great for that. After that, you can decide where you want your music to go. You can either set it to specific countries or to the entire world if you want. It's entirely up to you. Then you pay your fee if you're paying a fee, and it's uploaded. Now, the key thing to remember is that these things do take time. It's not often that you can have your track uploaded within 24 hours. It generally takes maybe about a week or so. So if you're working to a deadline, if you've got a release schedule planned, just make sure that you have spoken to your distributor of choice ahead of time, found out exactly how much time you need to upload your track in advance to make sure it comes out on that specific release date. Do not leave it to the day before, because it will end in tears. And you know, generally it's quite difficult to get the track up that quickly without there being some form of mistake or something going wrong. So take your time with these things. Make sure that you've uploaded it with plenty of time. But yeah, if you want to get your music on Spotify, on iTunes, anything like that, you need a digital distributor. So to conclude, check out services such as Ditto Music, TuneCore, CD Baby, AWAL, Believe, Digital. There's loads of others as well. Those are just off the top of my head. But I would say with those 5, you are in a good position. Do your research, see which company works best for you, talk to people, you know, send an email, ask some questions, read their website. Really take your time with this, because it is a big decision. This is how you're going to be making your money from your music. So you need to make sure to pick wisely at the end of the day. So as always, I hope that has helped. If you have any questions, if you know anybody who might benefit from this, please share it with them. Please ask your questions in the comment box below. And aside from that, as always, keep it independent, keep it DIY gang. Peace.